what do we have next for arteries? We're going to go down towards the iliac.
Iliolumbar.
Iliolumbar, iliac arteries. Yeah, okay. So iliolumbar are pretty easy to identify. So that's these guys right here, and they run out tangentially from. They run out basically like a tangent from the aorta, and so you can see the iliolumbar arteries and veins right there. And there's one on each side, so if we go over.
So they're basically like connected. They're not going to be separated for the.
Yeah, I mean, she may try and stick a pin in between them, but I mean,
Yeah.
you know, if it's red,
Right.
it's an artery. So iliolumbar on this side too. Can you see over here?
Yeah.
Right there. Right there. It should be pretty straightforward. Those are pretty easy to see.
Wait, that little like C kind of.
Yeah, right
Yeah.
here, iliolumbar, the whole thing.
Okay.
Um,
Iliac.
Yeah, external iliacs. Okay, so these guys are a little bit harder to find. External iliac is going to eventually become the femoral artery, which you can see right here. Okay, and so these kind of look like a peace sign when you look at it. So they look like an upside down V, and then that's the external iliac, and then there's going to be a line coming down from that, and that's going to branch into the internal iliacs. And so we need to dig around a little bit to try and find those.
Sorry, I know. No, you're not.
External iliac and internal iliac.
So here's the aorta right here. You guys see the aorta right there? And then that's going to then, I don't want to dig apart too much of this cat, but there's one of the external iliac arteries right there. And if we keep going, you see how there's this little, so it kind of, if you use your imagination, looks like a peace sign, right? So there, and then that line. Can you see? Right there. And then running down right here, we have the internal iliac. So there's another sort of set of those. Do you see right here, but they're smaller?
Yeah.
So external iliac provides blood then down to the femoral artery. Internal iliac provides blood to the pelvis. So let me just draw on the board so you know what that looks like. Oh, it's right here. So right here. So external, we have the aorta, we have the common iliac, turn into the external and internal iliacs right there.
So branches from the aorta.
Yeah. Femoral artery right there.
And the common is where they both come off?
Yeah, so common here, and then, actually, I'm sorry, this is for the veins. Common vein is the iliac, and it should be, yeah, I'm sorry. So for the veins, there's a common vein, but for the arteries, there's an external and an internal. So this is the veins right here in blue. This is the arteries. So it looks like that peace sign for the arteries, but for the veins, there's the common vein, and then those have the internals coming off of it. So we'll show you the veins right now, just because we're in the same area. So here is the inferior vena cava right there, and coming off of that, we have the common iliac veins right there. So there's one common iliac vein, and then over here, there's another common iliac vein. So it looks like a V. Okay, so there's the other one right there. So then coming off of that, we have the internal iliac veins, and these are going to be much smaller. Those are going to drain blood. So I think I'm shredding them a little bit, but here you can see the blue dye right there, but that's branching off. So where that, so where that probe is right here, and it's a small vein that drains blood from the pelvis, and that's the internal iliac vein. And so if you see pinned on the exam a really small vein right there branching off of the common iliac, that's the internal iliac vein.
Right. Is the common iliac vein the same thing as the external?
No, so unlike the arteries, when it branches off of the inferior vena cava, this region right here, up until where it branches off of, up until where the internal iliac branches off, that's the common. And then from there on out, we have the external iliac right there, and then this is the internal iliac right there. Okay, so posterior veins. So, I mean, a lot of these veins, they run in the same places where the arteries do, right? So, iliolumbar artery, iliolumbar veins, renal artery, renal vein, right there.
I had a question about the iliolumbar veins. On the other side, it looks like there's two sets. On the other side?
Yeah, it's just because we haven't removed it back far enough, right? See how it,
Yeah, like 1, 2.
right there, they just branch.
Oh,
But it's
okay,
on the
but
same
it's the
side.
same thing?
So you can see right here, it branches also.
Oh, okay, but it's all the same.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. For the exam, you just need to know that's iliolumbar.
Oh, God, thanks.
Yep. So gonadal, or in this case testicular vein right there running all the way down into the spermatic cord. Same thing like the artery. The adrenal vein.
Lumbar.
What's that?
Adrenal lumbar.
Adrenal lumbar, sorry, yeah. Adrenal lumbar vein. If we can ever find the stupid adrenal gland, it'll be connected right to it. It's usually pretty short. So I think this is the adrenal gland right here. See this little like peanut shaped thing right here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the adrenal gland. So connecting to that should be,
Yeah, that is.
yeah, that's the adrenal gland. Yeah, okay. So there's going to be, and they're going to be very, very short. There's going to be an artery and a vein connecting to that. And you just need to know, so I believe that's the artery right there, connecting to it. In pink, you just see a little bit of it right there. And there'll be a vein there. It's going to be kind of hard to test those on the exam because they're so close to everything else. But I'll keep working on that and we'll define those a little bit more.
That's it.
I think that's it.